Behind me is the Apalachee Road on the Gwinnett and Barrow County line. This used to cross the railroad tracks on the other side of the Apalachee River back into Gwinnett County and go across by the old Freeman's mill place known as the Hills Mill. Let's go on a little driving tour. I'll take you through some of these places.
First, we'll pull out on Highway 324, which is Hill Shop Road, and we'll make a right-hand turn. We'll go along that road and up and over the railroad tracks. Then we'll make another right-hand turn to go down US 29 Highway 8. This is the old Athens-Atlanta highway that was cut in the 30s. We'll cross over the Apalachee River, come back up. We'll make a left-hand turn on the Freeman's Mill. So here we are making a right-hand turn coming off Apalachee Road onto 324 Hill Shop Road. One of the things to notice as we're going down this road, you don't see a lot of cut and fills. In other words, you don't see us going cut through the middle of the hill or going through a deep gully where the dirt is pounded up on both sides. This way, we're actually following one of the older paths. This is one of the oldest roads in the area that came out of the Auburn area and made its way over toward Hog Mountain. You can see we're starting to go up a little bit of a rise here, but nothing too drastic. See some sloping off to the right. But again, there's no heavy cuts, no heavy fills through the area. As we look up ahead, we'll see there's a rise in the road. This will be us going up and over the railroad tracks. Originally, the railroad crossed at grade here, and eventually a road was built to take us up and over the top of the railroad track. So here we go. This is right behind the McDonald's and the pharmacy and gas station and stuff between Decula and Auburn. Now we've come to the end of Hill Shop Road, Highway 324. We're going to make a right-hand turn onto US 29 Highway 8. And what you will see here is you'll start to see more cuts and fills. This highway was built in the 30s using steam shovels, where they were able to now move dirt and put the road where they wanted it rather than have to follow the geological features of the land. When the railroad first came through in the 1890s, the path it followed would have paralleled this road. You'll see some evidence here in just a few moments of where the railroad came along beside this road. Actually, the railroad came first, then the road came along and followed the railroad by moving dirt and making way for itself. If you'll look at this line of pine trees off to the right, especially as we start to hit this next rise, you'll see that that starts to get a little bit higher and higher right through there. The railroad bed originally ran up on that level, and as we go down, you'll continue to see that the trees just grow a little bit taller. The dirt gets a little bit higher up there, and you'll see them going up in the distance as we go around this curve and make our way down to the Apalachee River. As we go down to the river, the railroad is high and would have crossed in some original piers that will be right here at the river, and we're slowing down just a little bit as we go across. It's hard to see the piers in this picture, but they would be to our right there. We've crossed the Apalachee River, and now we'll start our way back up the hill, getting to Old Freeman's Mill Road, where we'll conclude this tour. This is an old railroad map that shows the current grade and the old grade, and we just crossed the river right where the red arrow is at. You can see kind of some dashed lines showing the old railroad grade. That's where the piers were located that carried the original railroad tracks over before the track was straightened and lined and actually raised and on a culvert further down the river. Here's some pictures of the old pillars. These were mined out of a quarry just about 2 miles up the Apalachee by the Hill family and then constructed here using local labor. Further up is where the track now goes. This is through 2 concrete culverts, and the Apalachee River flows underneath there. If we zoom in really close, looking through one of those portals, you can faintly make out a little bit of one of the piers. This will be taken not from the 29 side, but from the other side of that portal. Okay, now we'll come back out of that river valley. You can see the cuts on either side as we start to get back up, even with the basic land. The next thing we'll point out is right here on the right would be the position of where the Apalachee Road came out at. We started on the other side. We had to go around, but back before the road was closed in the 70s, we used to be able to go from Hill Shop Road straight down the hill, across the Apalachee River, up and over the railroad tracks to join in with 29 Highway. Here's some pictures taken from where the Apalachee Road used to cross the Apalachee River. There's still some stone that has fallen down into it. We can see part of the abutments on each side. There's a culvert there. There's some remaining steel from the original location. Something else that helps point out this location is land lot number 336, which was laid out when Gwinnett County was laid out in the 1820s. and that confirms our location here. So now we'll continue back up to the top of the hill, and we're going to conclude our tour by making a left onto Old Freeman's Mill Road. Now that brings us what'll be our next tour, Old Freeman's Mill. This is what it looked like, and it's in this vicinity. It is not the new Freeman's Mill or the Loveless Mill in the Alcovy that's now a Gwinnett County park. So stay tuned. We'll use S.H. Freeman and Land Lot 336 to make sure we notate the location. Hope you've enjoyed this trip with the Gwinnett Rambler.